My name is Megan Lavalla, and today I'm going to talk to you about clipping. When you're clipping a horse, you're going to want to always have a handler to hold the horse for you for safety reasons. That way they can pay attention to the horse's reactions to things while you're clipping, and you're not having to pay attention to clipping the horse and the horse at the same time, and they can just give you a heads up if the horse starts to become uncomfortable or something. Another safety issue with the clipping is, luckily these are cordless, so I do not have to worry about that. But if I did have a pair that required a cord with the extension cord, I would have to one, make sure that the cord is grounded, and then I would have to make sure that the extension cord stays out of the way of both my feet and the horse's feet, so that way they do not get tangled up and neither one of us steps on it or gets hurt and trips over the cord. The first thing that you want to always start with when clipping is you want to make sure that your horse is comfortable with the clippers. So to do that, you're going to want to first bring the clippers over towards them, and you're going to want to turn them on away from them, so that way they can first just get used to the noise. So I would turn them on here and see that he's obviously not responding to them, is okay with them. So then after that, I'm going to go, and while the clippers are on, I'm going to cover them with my hand and put it on his neck, so that way he gets used to the feel of the vibration of the clippers. And again, he's not responding to it, so he's okay with them. And then after that, I would go ahead and do my clipping. Now, different clippings that you can do depends on your seat. So, for instance, in dressage, we do not clip the whiskers, but one thing that you could do would be to clip the whiskers all around the muzzle. And most commonly, you're going to use a 10 blade, but you can use a 40 blade for those. So I'm not going to demonstrate that because he's a dressage horse, so we would not clip those. Another thing that you could clip would be the eye feelers here. And then with that, you would have to be careful, and you'd want to just cover their eyes and do it like that. That way you're just taking the feelers off and not taking their actual eyelashes off. Another thing that you could clip would be their ears. And we do clip that in dressage, but he was just clipped, so I'm not going to actually clip it, but I will demonstrate how you would do it. So you would take it and you would cup their ear, and you just want to take out the hairs that stick out. So you would just take the clippers and you would just go down and make sure you got all the ear hair that sticks out. If you were doing shows such as Western, they will often bald out the ears, and they'll take a 40 and clip out all these hairs, the inside of the ears. Another spot that you clip would be the bridle path. And again, his was just recently clipped. So you would again either take your 10 or 40 blades, depending on what you're using, and you would just move their mane out of the way to make sure you don't hit any of the mane, and making sure you don't hit the forelock. And you would just take your clippers and just clip a little bit of the bridle path, and you want to make sure it goes right where their halter or their bridle crown piece sets. And then after that, I would move on and go to their legs. Now with this, I will actually demonstrate how to clip their legs. You just want to clip around, and we're just going to clean up the coronary band here. Another way that you could clip if you were showing, you could boot up the leg, which means you would clip all of the hair up here with either, again, 10s or 40s. So I'm going to demonstrate how to do it. So again, I'm just going to turn it on away from him and put it on him and make sure he does not react to it. So to clean up the coronary band, you can either come around just like this, or you can go up and just get the little bit of long hairs that are right here. Another area to clean up would be if they have the long guard hairs on the back of their legs, or to clean up here around the fetlock if they have long hairs there. Another clipping that I would not do, because you would not need a body clip, would be a full body clip. Those are going to have heavier duty blades, and they're going to be bigger and wider, and they'll last longer for the thicker hair. And when you're body clipping, you would just go the same thing, and you would go against the hair to try and get the closest cut. And when you're body clipping, you want to make sure that you would overlap your rows, so that way you don't get any running tracks throughout the body clip. And when you're body clipping, you're always going to want to leave a V at the base of their tail. And then the one thing that I did miss on his face would have been when they have the long goat hairs or guard hairs under their chin. And to do that, you would do the same thing. You would invert your clipper blades and just go with the hair. So that way you're not getting a close contact and you're just clipping these long guard hairs. And those are the different clippings here that we do at WWU. Thank you.